Hello everyone, it's Kari from sunshineinmypocket.com. Today I'm excited to bring you this video because I'm doing a collaboration with CC Designs and Pearblossom Press. Now these are some of the stamp sets from CC Designs that I'm using. Look how cute these are. Those fairies truly make me smile, and these ones, I just could not help it. I'm going to be making two cards today, and both of the cards I'm going to be using this die from CC Designs. It's the film strip die. So they're very different cards, but I'm using the same die for both. Now these are the Pearblossom Press Easy Lights, and that is the halo light right there that I showed you. This one has 3 lights to it, and this last one has just 1 light. Now I'm going to be using the halo lights and the one that has 3 lights, and I'm going to show you how easy these are to use on your cards to make them light up, and I think you're going to be amazed. So I hope you'll stay tuned. Let's go ahead and get started with the first card. This is the film strip die that I was talking about, and I'm going to layer it up 3 times. So I've cut it once from black and twice from white. And before I do that, I'm going to outline the inside of this die with a pencil on some vellum. Now this vellum is, it's a thicker vellum. It's not quite as see-through as most vellums. It's more of a cloudy look, which is what I was going for. I love this vellum. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to color the backs of each of these film strip sections with Copic markers. Now I like that lined look on mine. You can definitely blend that out more if you want to, just by going over it a couple more times. But this look is really good for what I'm going for today. I'm going to just do the last one in green, and you're going to see why I chose these colors in just a minute. I drew on the squares in between that film strip die so I knew where to color, because the outside of this film strip die is also see-through, so I wanted to keep the color just on that center portion. So here's the Easy Lights from Pearblossom Press. These are the ones that come 3 lights to a kit, and all you do is break off one of those and then add the battery. And there are instructions that come right on the package, so you don't have to remember, but it's really simple. See, I just added that battery in, and then you press the little button on the right side and it lights up. So look how cool that's going to look behind the vellum. I'm going to use, I chose the one with 3 because I'm going to use 1 light per square. So now I'm going to stamp out my critters that I'm going to use. I've chosen some from this set here, and then I'm also going to stamp out the fairies from the fairy set. But look how cute. One of these is holding a lightsaber. There's one that looks kind of like Darth Vader, maybe. I just chose a few. I couldn't decide on the one that looked more like Luke or the one that looked like Han Solo, so I stamped both of them out, and I'll decide later which one to use. But spoiler alert, I end up using the one that's holding that lightsaber because I wanted the lightsaber to light up, of course. What a cool light up card idea, especially for my nephews. They're going to love this one. So I'm also going to stamp out these fairies really quick. I'm stamping them 2 or 3 times just to get a really nice dark impression. And then I'm going to go ahead and color them all up. I didn't leave all the coloring in the video, but just wanted to show you that I like to color in the wings with shades of blue, making them a little darker on the inside portion of the wings. And then I colored each of them up to be blue, pink, and green. So those little fairies are so super cute. I went ahead and finished the coloring all off screen and then die cut those out using the coordinating dies. Now it's time to go ahead and build up that film strip die. So I'm just using a small bead of glue. I really like this glue that has the really thin tip on it for doing small work like this. And then I layered them all up with the black film strip being on the top. Now I'll go ahead and glue this down to the vellum as well, right over those areas that I colored in the different colors. So there we go. That's going to be our basis for the entire card. I'm going to cut around that now so that I cut the vellum out right behind that film strip, And that's going to be one of our center focal points, just like that. For the background, I thought this would be perfect on a slimline card, and it's actually a mini slimline card, but it needed a galaxy behind it. But look at this. The film strip is going to cover up most of that panel. So I'm going to do the fastest galaxy background ever. Since most of it won't be showing, but it's really going to add some detail to this card. I really could not skip it. I pulled out some Distress Oxide inks. I'm using Scattered Straw, Crushed Olive, Candied Apple, Prize Ribbon, and Black Soot. I'll just start off by adding little bits of each of these colors to the background. Now this is going to look like a crazy hot mess at first. Don't worry, it's all going to come together in the end. Like I said though, this is a very fast galaxy background. I'm not spending a lot of time with it. I'm not thinking about it too much. I know that most of it is going to be covered, so I'm really not too worried. Once I get most of that color on, I'm going over all of it with the black soot. Just a light layer of the black soot, as you can see, kind of making it look a little bit darker. And then I'll go back in with some more of the prize ribbon, darkening that up. And look at this. It's going to look great when we're done, but some of it was still too bright, so I need to go over it with some more of the blue and the black. Make it a little bit darker, but I want those colors to kind of peek through the background. Look, there we go. That's going to look great. So let's put well, I guess I'm going to do a little more blending. But let's go ahead and put these away, and then we'll get out some metallic paints. Now I'm squirting the colors I want to use with a little bit of water to soften those up, and then I'll take that paint onto an acrylic block and then kind of swipe it off with a paintbrush to make little galaxy looking stars. I did this with white and gold, and I also added a little bit here and there with my paintbrush in addition to the splatters. Now it's time to put that light on the back of our film strip. Here's another reason I wanted to use that cloudier vellum, because look, you can't even see it behind the vellum. So you really do need to use a thicker vellum for this. I'll link the one I used below. It is one of my favorites for this. And now I'm just going to tape these lights into place where I want them to go. You're not going to be able to see that string too much either because the vellum is a thicker vellum, but you will be able to see the light shine through, and it shines through the color that I colored the vellum. So the bottom portion looks like a green light, the middle portion looks like a blue light, and the top portion will look like red light. I'm just moving these around a little bit. I wanted that middle light to, of course, show up right where the lightsaber was. So I tested out, and I'm just using some clear tape here, just regular clear tape. So easy to make them go exactly where you want them to go. And I will move these ones around until I get them just right. So that's where the characters are going to go, and that's where the lights are going to be. And I'm going to put the characters on with some foam tape so they pop up just a little bit. Now I didn't want them to look like they were just floating in the air, so I did create kind of a sandy hill, I guess, for them to sit on. And I cut this out of the inside pieces of the die cut. So I just cut out kind of a little hill portion from those center parts of the white layer, and then I colored them up with Copics, added some dots. And now it's time to stamp a little stamp that says press here or push here. So I have this one here that I'm using, and I'm going to cut it out with this little, I think it's a 1/4 inch punch, and that's going to fit perfectly on the last layer of the film strip, and I'll show you that a little bit closer up. But first I'm going to add this layer of foam tape to the back of the film strip. Now this foam tape is Pearblossom Press foam tape. It's the world's best foam tape. It's double high, so it's already the right height, just perfect for fitting that battery pack. I love this because you don't have to double up your foam tape already. It's already done for you. So that's what I'm using today. I love it. I'm going to need to get more of this. I just had the sample pack to use, so definitely will need more. And that's going to fit perfectly on our background. So all we have to do now is go ahead and release that, the release backing of the foam tape, put that on, and look at that. That's so cute, how it lights up. And then I'll go ahead and add that to our mini slimline card base. It's 110 pounds, and so it's a nice sturdy card. Now to add the sentiment, I'm going to use one of the sentiments from the set that says, "May the Force be with you." I heat embossed that on some black paper with silver embossing powder, and I built it up a couple strong so that it was nice and sturdy. I'm going to just cut this out with one of my large thin dies here. May the Force be with you. And then I'll put some of that same double foam tape on either side. This is the part that goes over the film strip right there like that. And then in the center, I'll add some liquid adhesive. So that's going to be the perfect layer and the perfect length to fit right on there. Just a little liquid adhesive in the center, placing that right over the top. May the Force be with you. I love this card. So fun with those lights and these cute little characters. I think my nephews are going to love this card. I think my husband's going to love it too. So what do you think? Don't you love those lights on a card? This is really, really fun. So let's go ahead and start on the second card. This one I'm going to make a little bit quicker. It's a much easier idea and design. And I'm using the halo lights on this one. All you have to do is just kind of clip this out here. It's pretty easy to do. And then remove that backer paper right there so that you're able to press on the battery and have it light up. When I removed my backer paper, the entire battery came out. Whoops. So I just put it right back in and look at that. So there's the light up. And this is what I'm going to use with the fairies. And I was thinking I'd put one of the fairies right inside the lights and create a card around that idea. I got out my circle dies and cut a circle that was just smaller and it fit right inside those lights. And that way I could cut out a panel with a circle so the lights could go behind that panel. So this is going to be the perfect size right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and ink on some ink for the panel and also for the circle that I cut out. This way we're going to create a continuous look, and I'm kind of getting an idea of where I want things to go here. I know I want the press here button to be there on the right hand side. And I decided to make this a faux shaker, so I'm going to add a little bit of acetate on the back side of that panel. I just used some score tape to put that acetate right there. And then I remembered, oh, I want to put the circle on the back of the card first. So I'm going to show you a trick. If you've already put the clear sheet on before you added the circle to the back piece, and I'll show you that in just a minute. But I knew right here I wanted the press here button. And then look at all these die cuts. This is from the same film strip die. It cuts out all these cute little pieces to build a scene. Lots of mushrooms, flowers, some grass. So I'm going to use that for my fairy card. Now here, this is where I was trying to figure out how do I match up that circle to be on the back. And so here's what you do. Put the glue on and place it inside the circle, and then put your card base right on top. Pick that up since the glue's on there. And voila, it's right in the exact right place. And see, it would have been so much easier if I hadn't added that clear sheet first, and then I could have just put it right in through that top panel. But if you've already done that, then no worries. There's other ways to get the job done. Now I'm going to go ahead and tape on the halo light. I'm using clear tape again just to secure that, and that's not going anywhere right there. And so that's going to be perfect. And now I need to make a mark right where that button is to press. So I'm using a small little dot of pencil, and then I'll stamp on my push here stamp. So that's going to be in the right exact spot. And now it's time to go ahead and add this top panel. Again, I'm using that World's Best foam tape. It's the double high foam tape, so it fits perfectly over the battery. And you want to make sure you give it that extra room right there. And before I attach that, I'm going to add just a few sequins behind this little fairy so it's not so plain. I think that would have looked cute if you wanted to do a stencil design on that background as well. For today, I'm just adding a few sequins to make it look really fun, like a shaker, but it's not really going to shake around. So I glued those on, and this high sentiment die cut also comes in that film strip die, so I thought it would be super cute as our sentiment here, and I'm going to build them up 3 layers high for a little dimension on our cards. So I'll go ahead and finish that off screen and glue that to the card, and there we go. And I went ahead and added all of the fairies as well. Now I'm just adding some dots using some of these beautiful metallic gel pens, and that's going to be like the little fairy trail. So cute. A few details I think would be perfect. So I'm adding some white Nuvo drops to the mushrooms. I added a few more drops to the flowers and some stardust stickles to the little fairy trails as well, giving it a little more shine and sparkle. And that's going to finish up this card. I want to show you how these all came together though with the lights. So look at this. This little fairy card is so happy. Look how happy they are. And the lights come on, just illuminating that fairy. I'm just imagining them happy dancing around. It's a great day. And then here is our May the Force Be With You card that lights up with the film strip. Both of them use that film strip die. And look how fun and different they are. So I really love that. And I love these lights. I hope you enjoyed your time here with these projects. Let me know, comment below and let me know which card is your favorite, which one you would be more likely to try, or what you might use lights on your cards for. I'd love to hear your ideas because now I've got some more light up cards to make. Thanks so much for stopping by. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up. It really helps out with YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss a thing. I'll be back real soon with more card making inspiration. Until then, happy crafting. Bye-bye.